Okay guys, welcome once again. This time round it's Microsoft's turn. So a few things I want to just mention first off. All these games I'm mentioning are going to be exclusive to Xbox and Windows 10. They did not announce anything that was not exclusive to Xbox and Windows 10. However, there is nothing exclusive to the Xbox on its own. Everything will be released on Xbox and Windows 10. The only exception of this is Final Fantasy 15, which will be PS4 and Xbox and not PC. So anyway, guys, so yeah, another big one. So they started up very strong. They started off by showing a little teaser trailer, which I think was leaked the other day, of the new Xbox One S, also known as Scorpio. Looks very ugly. I'm hoping it comes in a black, because I don't like very bright things in my environment. My monitors are black, my shelves are black, because I don't want to be making videos or playing games and being distracted by this like white thing in the corner, because white is a very bright colour. So I'm hoping they just have more colour options. After that though, they did show some Gears of War 4, which obviously isn't out yet. They showed a lot here and I was quite surprised. So first off, this is where they first announced the whole cross-play. I think they call it Play Anywhere, which I will get to later, but I don't... Actually, well, I'll mention it now. Why Play Anywhere? Basically, all it means is that you can play on Xbox and PC. It's not Play Anywhere. You can't play it on a phone. You can't play it on other things like virtual reality, unless the game specifically says it works on those. For example, later on there's a thing with Minecraft, but we'll get to that. Anyway, so Gears of War 4, they've got tons of new weapons to start off, and they actually showed gameplay, which is great. There's weapons where you can go pick someone up and shoot them. It's kind of like the Saints Row anal gun in a sense, where you would shove it out their arse and then you launch them. And it got banned in Australia, if you remember. There's also a disc launcher, which is very similar to like the dish launcher from Dead Rising 2. Essentially, it just shoots what look like really hot discs down, and then you can cut people in half and stuff, which is really neat. I like weapons like that because while they're usually limited in ammo, they're quite devastating. And lastly, there was a weapon. I'm not sure if it was a weapon or not. Like, I guess I missed it, but all of a sudden there was like lots of lining. I think it was a weapon, but I'm not certain, so don't quote me on that. But I like where they're going with it. It definitely makes me want to play the series. Once again, I've not played Gears of War, so like what I had earlier with Mass Effect, I will be going around to playing Gears of War now. So that's the thing. But yeah, so that's pretty much everything for Gears of War 4, except for one last thing, which is they announced Gears of War 4 exclusive, I say exclusive, but unique controller, which is designed to look and feel like Gears of War 4, but as well as be ideal for playing Gears of War 4. They didn't really show any actual physical copy, they only showed like a render trailer, but it looked like the D-pad had like icons on it for like the weapons and stuff, so it's really geared towards Gears of War 4. Sorry about the pun. After that, they also announced in Killer Instinct they'll be adding a new character called Ram. Obviously, if you know Ram from the Gears of War series. I don't really care about this, so I'm not really going to dive on it much because there's a lot to cover. But yeah, so it's nice to know that Killer Instinct is still getting some support. I didn't think Killer Instinct was that popular, but there's a lot of like screaming and hollering in the audience, so I guess there is some fans out there. But they kept saying, one thing that really annoyed me, they kept saying the best fire on Xbox One. It's like it's really, excluding the cross-platform stuff, it's the only fighter game exclusive to Xbox One. So it's just like trying to like trick people, I guess. After that, they moved on to Forza Horizons 3. I am not a fan of Forza, alright? I hate Forza. It always feels floaty. It's horrible. But they showed gameplay, and they showed a trailer as well for Forza Horizon 3. This game looks amazing. Being being able to drive around such big quantities of what is Australia, which is the theme of this one, and being able to play with your mates anytime you want, and being able to sync your worlds to the host, it's just amazing. So they've got this like sync technology where if you join a host, your world will then sync up with their world. So you experience the same weather, you experience the same settings, the same obstacles, the same everything really, and that's just neat. One thing I will mention here, during the gameplay, unfortunately they did do a staged gameplay, I reckon, and this is just speculation. There's one point where they mentioned they take a shortcut to meet up with some friends. At this point it's just like a really lush like rainforest, bamboo forest sort of like thing, and then in the next shot you see them coming out of that, but it's like all like small trees, so like really on the edge of where they just were. So that means they must have jumped time to get there in less than a second. So obviously that it was an edited video. It's not a problem, because I feel if it showcases the game well, you don't really want to see someone on stage fail at a game. So it's not a bad thing at all that they did it. But I just wish there'd be a bit more forward with it, you know. Why do this elaborate play when you can literally just say, okay, well, we've got this pre-recorded gameplay. I mean, everyone else does it, so why does like certain things have to do it like this? This annoys me. Anyway, moving on, we have Recore. Recore was something that was announced last year, and Recore is actually looking pretty damn amazing. It kind of has like a 3D platformer, open world sort of vibe. Not a lot of details, just a lot of gameplay. But this was amazing. I loved it. It's if you've ever played Guild Wars 2, you would know what jump puzzles are. There's a lot of segments that look like that. There was a lot of combat segments. There was a lot of platforming in general. It just looks amazing, and I can't wait to get on PC. So there you go. They've sold me on that, and I was a bit worried because I thought, because of the trailer last year, it was very like the robots are all different. They're dynamic. I was worried that they wouldn't do that anymore, or like it wouldn't be brought across very well in gameplay. But it seems that they've kept that, so that's really good on their behalf. They've kept their, I guess it's not really a promise, but they promise. I'm gonna say promise because that's the best word I can think of. Anyway, after that they showed Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15, obviously being one of the biggest releases this year. They announced a special E3 mission, which I'm a bit don't know what to think about it. So the special E3 mission that they showed, which should basically just show off the gameplay and also to give people at E3 a chance to play it in a special environment, was at the giant that you could get to in the demo by glitching, being pushed against the world boundary with a car, and you could go find him. So I'm not convinced that this won't be in the actual game and or as DLC or something. So if you're not at E3, don't worry. I'm pretty sure you will be able to experience this giant boss battle. And my, was it a good battle. This thing was huge. It was like a colossus. It reminded me of the dad giant, I forget his name, in God of War 3, or was it 2? Well, he's in all of them, isn't he? So whatever. But yeah, so it kind of reminded me of that, and it really amazing. The only problem I had with this was it didn't really seem like the person they brought on stage knew what he was talking about. No, sorry, not talking about. What he was doing in the game, like playing. So a lot of it was just him dodging. Eventually he got there, so this was nice to see. This is where the actual live gameplay makes me happy, because you know it's not staged. He was learning and he was doing things that he was making human errors, and that's good. Humans are humans, they're gonna make errors. So I really like that stuff. And then briefly they mentioned the Division Underground expansion. This is a new expansion for the Division. I don't really have much to say on this because I don't really know. I haven't replayed the game. It's basically going to be underground, I guess, in the like subways and tunnels and stuff. You know, yeah. But it's also going to be released first on Xbox One, June 8th. So that is actually timed exclusive. So if you're on PS4 and you're playing Division, you'll have to wait until later in June or something. So yeah, there's that. Next bit I'm just going to skip over. Battlefield 1 again. Nothing really to say here. They showed the same trailer, talked about the same things, didn't show anything new. The only thing they did mention that was a bit different was if you have Xbox One and EA Play, it means you can play the game 7 days earlier on the 13th of, I think it was September, over the 20th. I mean, whatever. I don't care. I'm going to get it on PC. I can wait 7 days, you know, that's minor. It's not like I have to wait like 3-4 months or anything. Alright. After that, there was the big Xbox updates, the interface and the new features to the Xbox One dashboard and stuff. So this was really nice to hear. This is the news I like to hear at their conferences about the consoles, because sometimes they get distracted by how important the games are, that they sometimes put the console on the side. But it's good. So they've got tons of new things. So first off, new servers, simple as, will just allow better connections and easier connections in general. They are now finally adding background music, which will allow you to listen to your own music as you're playing games. Though I personally don't see this as a big thing, because I always have a computer or a laptop or something near me, so I can always just put music on. But I'm sure if there's people who play this in like their front rooms and stuff, they'll really benefit from this. Excuse me. There's also better matchmaking to regions. So if you want, you can opt into certain region matchmaking. So if you're looking for people who speak Japanese or people who speak English only or German, you can do that now. I actually like this feature because I can't tell you the amount of times in competitive games, like things like League and stuff, when I get put in a game full of French or Russian, and just like you can't communicate, and it sucks because like there's nothing wrong with them. They're not bad players. They're not. I don't hate playing with them. It's just I just would love if I could communicate with them. So this is a nice feature just to keep people in. Because humans are communicating creatures, you know. So it's good to be able to communicate when you're doing competitive games and doing multiplayer and stuff. And that's an opt-in thing, so you don't have to do that. So that's also nice. They're adding Cortana search. No jack shit about that, but that's there. So if you're into Cortana, there you go. They're adding clubs and communities at last, following suit after PSN and obviously PC. This will allow people to make communities where they can share their interests and stuff like that. But then they didn't only just stop there. While it is separate from the communities, I feel this is very similar. They've got group search. Group search is a feature where it will allow you to basically put up advertisements to ask people to come play with you. I can see this being really good for like achievement hunting. If you like need to do a multiplayer achievement and there's no one playing the game, put up an ad, wait, see if someone will join, boom, done. You got your achievement because you put an ad up. Instead of having to go to like a forum on PC and then wait ages for a response, because obviously people don't check forums often. So that's always good. Other than that, the only other thing they mentioned for updates is they're trying to integrate a new system called Arena, which essentially is not a tournament in its own right, it's a tournament system. This will allow people to sign up easily to tournaments in really popular games like High-Res's Smite and EA eSport tournaments and more. And it also allows people to make their own tournaments. This just opens up a lot of doors in the competitive scene. All these updates are just great. This is what I want Microsoft to be doing, so I'm convinced to buy an Xbox One. If they keep up like this, I will definitely think about, if not, I'm going to get it anyway for my collection, but I will definitely get the Xbox One and or Xbox One Slim / Scorpio. Anyway, moving on. They did a brief thing about Minecraft. They just basically, this part was mainly to introduce cross-platform, pretty much. The Minecraft on Xbox, iOS, PC, and VR devices will be cross-platform. So if you're on iOS, you can play with people on Xbox and so on. The only thing that isn't included this is PlayStation by the looks of it, and obviously that's because, you know, Microsoft throwing out the money, you know. to keep things exclusive per se. Yeah, no, it's still a good thing. The only thing is for the VR, they only say Gear VR. I don't actually know what Gear VR is, but I think that's the Samsung VR. And this really pisses me off, alright? That is not proper VR. That's like a temporary VR, or like a improvisation VR. It's not proper VR. And they had John Carmack come up on the stage, or he was on the stage, should I say, playing with like a phone on his head. And I thought it was very ironic, because obviously John Carmack works at Oculus Rift now. I thought it was strange that they didn't have an Oculus Rift on the stage. So maybe it doesn't work with Oculus Rift. Maybe it's only the Samsung Gear. I'm a little confused by this. They didn't really go into detail. The only other thing they mentioned after that was they're going to be introducing Realms to the console, which obviously has been on PC for a while, so there's nothing really new. Something I'm going to quickly mention, but not really going to talk about much. If you don't know, there was a website called Something Labs, and they were really popular in making custom controllers. Well, it seems Microsoft has done it again with the money, has bought them out, or bought them, or owns them now, and they now call it Xbox Lab, and it's a service where you can get custom Xbox controllers. So if you want like blue and red, or you want a name on there and art and so on, you can do that. This is actually really annoying for me, because they used to be really good at making PS4 controllers, but I'm going to presume that's not the case anymore. I presume Microsoft's like, hey, you only making Xbox controllers now, that you ain't going to do PS4 or PC anymore. So that's a little disappointing, but it's nice to know that they've got a high quality custom controller maker under their belt, I guess. It's just annoying, because as a PlayStation player and a person who likes using PC controllers and stuff, is kind of shuts me down. Anyway, moving on. So next up we have their Xbox ID program. Obviously they debuted it last year, and they showed off quite a few things like Cuphead and Inside. Well, this time they showed some more Inside. No gameplay still, but if you don't know, Inside is a game from the indie developers who made Limbo. It looks very promising. I just wish there was some details. After this, they just did the whole montage thing again, where they showed a lot of games. They showed things like Cuphead, Slime Rancher, The Culling, For the King, Stardew Valley, Raiders, Bloodstain, and Ukulele. Just to name a few. I'm sure there was some I missed. And they also showed... I'm not sure this was part of the ID program, because I don't actually know who makes this game. But I think it's from an indie developer. Obviously the game We Happy Few. This game looks amazing. This is something I really want to play. And it sucks that it's first on Xbox, because they announced it's first on Xbox, but it will be coming to PS4 and PC later. This is a game, basically, it's a mind game. Essentially, there's this whole world who has been brainwashed on what is known as joy. That's joy as in the emotion. And with the joy, they get to enjoy life in a joyful way. But in reality, if they don't take their medication, they don't take joy, they become very depressed. And there's a really cool scene where this comes into play. Is he goes to like a birthday party. There's a piñata. When he's still on the effects of joy, just about. There's people that's like hitting it. And it's like a piñata. It looks like a piñata. You hit it. You go bam, bam, and then he loses the effect of joy, because he forgot to he refused to take his pills. And it looks to the table, and there's like a rat. They were hitting a rat. That was their piñata. And then they started eating it, because they thought it was candy inside. And it was really interesting to see. And something I really liked is, obviously it's a British game, so you have British coppers. So if you don't take your medication, your joy, the cops get called. And you get officially labelled as a downer. And they're just like, we've got a downer over here. Quick, get back guys, we've got a downer. Where do you think you're going, downer? I thought that was really funny. I liked how it was presented. And I'm actually really excited for this game. So I really can't wait to see more And yeah, just really good game. We saw gameplay, we saw trailer footage, we saw some really funny moments. It just looks amazing, and it's very story driven, but at the same time it looks like maybe they could have like a multiplayer version or something where you have like people regulating the streets or something and so on. But I thought it was really cool. After this, they showed Gwent. Really disappointed in this. So here's the thing, it's Gwent, they've redone it, but it doesn't feel like Witcher. It doesn't feel like it's got that feel of it's related to Witcher anymore. It's just its own game. And that's fine and all, don't get me wrong, I really like Gwent in Witcher. I feel like some of its charm was because it was Witcher related. Like you would have that like design, it made it great. It actually felt like a tavern. Now it's like all cleanly designed, kind of like futuristic sort of like thing. It doesn't really feel to me like it fits the theme of what the game is meant to be. But that's an opinion. But I'm just going to skip over that because that really disappointed me. Next, for the first time in about a year, maybe 2 years, we saw some more footage of Tekken 7. Not a lot of detail was shown, but we saw some gameplay, we saw some pre-rendered stuff. Biggest thing they did announce though was that they are bringing back the story mode, which was in number 5, but it's a different story mode. It's going to be more character based and more in depth compared to the more freestyle basic story that number 5 had just for the sake of having a story. So it really looks like they put a lot of attention in. I reckon that's probably why they delayed the game hasn't been mentioned for a while. It's because they've been doing the single player. Right, still more, not much more. Now the next bit we're not going to talk much about, but they showed off Dead Rising. This was spoiled everywhere, leaked, spoiled everywhere. So they didn't really talk about it, and I guess probably for certain reasons. I guess they were planning to maybe, and they just decided not to because it was already leaked. But this is Dead Rising with a Christmas theme. We saw gameplay. There's like combination vehicles and new weapons and lots of zombies and snow and stuff like that. It seems to take place in Willamette. Hopefully I'm saying that right, because I know that's an actual place, I think. But I'm not sure if it's a remake or not, because it showed bits outside of Willamette, and we saw Frank West. So I think that's why a lot of people are saying it's a remake, but it doesn't necessarily need to be a remake. It could just be that you're replaying later in the story as Frank West, like maybe just after the Willamette offense, or something, like after one of the bad endings where you get stuck in the mole. Who knows? But I really would like it anyway, remake or not, because it just looks amazing. The graphics are nice. There's a lot of zombies on screen, though they didn't really show a lot of that. They only showed a few screens of that. And yeah, it just looked really nice overall. I wish they went into more detail, but it literally just shows the gameplay, the trailer, and that was it. They didn't even talk about it. There was no 1% it. After that, they showed Scalebound, and this is something I really want to succeed. It looks amazing, but the HUD is horrible. There's no really understanding of what anything on the screen means. The game looks like it needs some lighting. Basically, it just needs like it looks like it just needs a lot of polish. But I feel once they've done that, it will be good. It kind of feels like Kingdom Hearts combat meets God of War combat meets Shadow of Colossus. They showed like this giant fight with a scorpion, spider, manta ray sort of like thing, and you're this dude with headphones on, which is annoying by the way. I don't like the fact that he's wearing headphones, but I'm sure I can forget about that. And then you control these dragons, and you just have this giant fight, and it was really cool. I liked the water effects. I liked what was going on, but there was no details. There was no, is this just a boss game? Is this going to be like Titan Souls? Is this going to be like, is there going to be adventure parts? Are they going to be, is it open world? There was just no details. And I think they did mention a few details last year, but very briefly. So who knows with that. After that, we had Rare show their amazing, but also again not a lot of detail. They showed their Seas of Thieves game, which is basically a pirate sim. It is literally a pirate sim. You can go to a tavern, you can drink with friends, you can get on a ship, you can whatever it's called when you take a ship. I know the word, I can't think of it. You can get shipwrecked, you can communicate and stuff, but they've made it look like multiplayer only, which is fine. But it didn't really seem to have any direction. It was like, here's a world, go do whatever. And I don't mind that, but I feel like they should just tell us if that's the case, rather than trying to like hide features and stuff. Because to me, that worries me that it's just going to be like, hey, it'll be fun for like 5 minutes as you drink in the tavern once, and then you just do sea battle for the rest of the game. But I'd be interested to see if they had any systems in there, like maybe you can fight to find a treasure first or something in an open world, or I don't know, it'd just be cool. But definitely it would be nice to have more features shown. Next they just showed an upgraded State of Decay. Well, I say upgraded, it was a sequel to State of Decay, but it was really upgraded. Like, the graphics look better, it looks like they didn't rush it as much as the first one. Looks really cool. And I was actually surprised to see this because of so many zombie games in this conference. I didn't think there'd be any more zombie games. I still haven't played State of Decay properly because my PC version keeps crashing, but I really enjoyed it. It was a great game while I could play it. So hopefully number 2 will not disappoint. Just gonna miss the old Halo Wars 2 trailer and details. It was stuff we already knew. Again, cross-play, whatever. After that, they talked a bit about the new Xbox S being virtual reality and 4K, which really annoys me. This is my last major point. Last year, they were like, we don't need VR. We've got AR. We've got HoloLens. We don't need no VR crap. And then this conference has all been VR. I really hate that. And like, they were really like just playing it off like they didn't. They're trying to just ignore it, I guess. But it really annoys me. And it's like, just own up to it. Or like, I know you don't have to own up to like proper. Just say like, I understand that we've been avoiding VR for a while. But now, we will support VR and 4K. Something like that. Like, you don't have to actually address the elephant in the room. But you could like subtly mention like an apology or whatever. It really annoyed me. Because they were like very hard against VR last year at the conference and the show floor. And this year it's just like, oh yeah, forget that AR rubbish. We've got VR now. But no, it's nice to know that they're adding VR and 4K. That seems to be where the industry is going. Which is great because I work in VR. So that's more beneficial for me. But no, overall, this is the best conference so far. So much stuff was shown. It was great. Some things were a little disappointing with no details, but it looked really amazing. Other times, it felt like there was a few things that just didn't hit home. Like, for example, Minecraft just felt like whatever. Halo Wars 2 was just the same stuff they showed last year. Sorry, not last year. They showed 3 months ago. I can't remember what it was like. I think it was CS, maybe? Yeah, don't quote me on that. But overall, great conference. Best one so far. If I was to rate them so far, I would say Microsoft, Bethesda, EA. So in reverse order of what they happened. So I can't wait for later when Ubisoft and Sony get around to doing theirs. But thanks for tuning in, guys. I will be back with Ubisoft, which is next. I don't remember what time, so look it up on the internet. You have the internet at your hands. But I'll be back with that. But hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget you can hit the subscribe button down below. And also leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of E3. Let me know what you liked and what you hated so far. Whether it be from EA, Bethesda, or Microsoft. But thanks, guys. I will catch you guys on the Ubisoft video later today. And that'll be our last one today.